hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV.
Hard work again for the Kolkata Knight Riders at the Wankhede Stadium against the Mumbai Indians. They lost 4 in the first 5 and 5 in the last 5. In between that, Venkatesh Iyer and Manish Pandey as the impact sub, and seen for the first time this season after returning to the Knight Riders, had to do a little bit of rebuilding. They've still got 169. They were bowled out just 1 ball shy of the 20 overs. So we wonder what kind of surface this is, whether this is still a competitive enough score, and we look at key moments of that innings. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by JBL. Mitch McClanagan, Wasim Jaffer, and senior correspondent Shashank Kishore. All of us expected a high-scoring game. I mean, even you with your conservative 180-odd pick was expecting a high-scoring game. So why was it not? We also got to hear from Piyush Chawla, Mitch, about what this surface looked like to them.
Yeah, Piyush said that the wicket was a little bit sticky, and you saw that early on in the power play. Nawan Tashara, got a couple of wickets, probably bad shot selection, but I think the wicket played its part. You saw Phil Salt turn the blade on it early, got that skied ball out to deep points, and when you see those kind of dismissals, you kind of suspect that the wicket's a little bit slow and the ball's sticking in it. So, Mumbai's done really well to keep them to a score that they'd be very happy with, because it looked like it improved as the game went on, and it might get a little bit better in the second half tonight.
Why don't both of you educate both of us and explain what is a sticky pitch and why is a pitch sticky? Why does it become sticky? Actually, I want to know. Did you expect Wankhede, and Piyush even said fresh wicket? Normally when I hear fresh wicket, I'd say, lots of runs then. So what and why does a pitch become sticky?
I mean, it might be the reason for when they watered it, that moisture stays in the wicket a little bit more. It all because of that. Sticky in the sense it just stays in the wicket a little more. You can't hit it on the rise like on the other good surfaces. So probably the reason why that it stays in the pitch a little bit more, and the batters can't hit through the line.
And you saw a couple of wickets like that today?
Yeah, I thought they didn't judge the pitch, really well. Like he said, Phil Salt turning the bat. That was just the 4th ball of the innings. We all know that he likes to play like that. But he should have given himself a little bit of time. Raghuvanshi, for that matter, very soft dismissal, had a couple of good shots. Shreyash Iyer. So there were quite a few soft dismissal which allowed MI to come into the game and dominate the first half of the game. And I thought that Russell run out was a turning point.
What did Michael Clark say again of the pitch today?
One end of the pitch seemed a lot drier than the other. And all those 3 wickets that Wasim mentioned happened to come from that end, which was the relatively drier end of the 2.
Yeah, it was interesting, Hardik Pandya's use of his bowlers well, which has come under much scrutiny in this IPL. Whether he did all right today, Piyush himself bowled well, got Rinku and didn't complete his quota. Bumrah saved, presumably for Russell at the end, but how did he manage his bowlers? How was his captaincy today?
I mean, one debate you could talk about is Jasprit Bumrah only bowled 1 over up until the 13th over. He could have looked to probably bowl him 1 more, get into that batting lineup a little bit more. That 80-odd partnership between Pandey and
Venkatesh
Iyer, he could have looked to break that. I mean, it's a debatable thing, but you could understand the matchup because Andre Russell was going to come, and that's the right matchup. So I don't think he did badly. Could have bowled Piyush Chawla the 4th over. He shouldn't have bowled his 4th over. I mean, that's something we can debate.
But not a major miss, you would think.
I thought he did okay.
What about KKR's tactics injecting Manish Pandey as the impact sub before Russell and Ramandeep? They still had those 2 options. Fair enough?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It's just the fact that their partnership, probably in terms of what they would have liked, probably went on for an over or so too long. You could see Manish was trying to head out, and because of the nature of the surface, he wasn't able to time the ball, and they did go that wide line, and it's a little bit of inconsistency in the wicket, so it wasn't sliding on as you'd expect. So it was difficult to hit. And then like you brought up, that Andre Russell run out. Even though you are on, I think he was on late 50s, Venkatesh Iyer. At that point, you've got to realise that you've ball watched, you've made a mistake, and I'm going to sacrifice myself, because the only way, I know he would have backed himself because he was in, but the only way they were going to get to 200 was Andre Russell getting a quick 30, 35.
And Rinku did come up again. I mean, we talked about it. They gave him an opportunity. That was soft dismissal for somebody as good as Rinku. Because he plays Piyush Chawla day in, day out, and
Yeah.
they're both from UP, that was a soft dismissal. That was another point in the game where they could have scored big.
We spoke in the pre-show about Gambhir and the effect that he's had. I think another one of Gambhir's boys, if you can so call it, is
Manish
Manish
Pandey.
Pandey.
Yep.
Struggled in the IPL when he was earlier with RCB and then Pune Warriors. Came into KKR, and that coincided with Gambhir's rise to captaincy. Won them a title in 2014 and enjoyed his best years in the IPL with KKR. And then he went to Sunrisers, Delhi, and he's been all over the place. But the good thing about his innings today was once he realized early on that probably the ball wasn't coming on as much as he would have liked, he used the pace and played those ramps and the steers behind square. And I think that was very clever of him to use the pace and look to score runs and build a partnership in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's one of the rare instances of an experienced Indian batter being used as the impact sub and actually having an impact, figuring on a tough surface. Many times we've seen a lot of teams inject a very inexperienced batter in those situations. It doesn't work as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Samir Rizvi
Yep.
struggle with that for CSK. And that's what you need. You need an experience, and you need, that experience to know how you need to play in those situations. You can't go hard and start hitting or looking for the boundaries. And that's exactly what he did. Played the situation well. He attacked when he needed to and got out actually at the right time for Russell to come in. Because if he had batted 1 or 2 more overs, then you would have thought,
Then you've not used Russell.
Yeah.
The Russell run out though, as Mitch rightly points out. Now, he was furious. I can't help but think it shouldn't happen. Like, what would you classify that moment of judgment as? I know it's hard, but surely when you see there's a mix-up, if you're Venki Iyer and you see Russell literally at your end, you just run, don't you?
He needed to go.
Yeah.
He needed to, even if he was batting on 50 plus, he needed to sacrifice his wicket. First of all, he shouldn't have been looking at the ball.
Yeah.
He should have been looking at Russell.
It's behind the wicket as well, so it's the non-striker's call. It almost is.
Yeah, but he started to run, and that's why Russell ran.
Yeah.
He started to run, and then he kept on watching the ball. It's a big no-no. It's something you get taught not to do when you're a school kid.
Funny enough, I found just a little bit of blame on Russell there for actually stopping to turn back. Should have just gone
Should have
past
kept
him.
going.
Like he also would know, I am the important wicket.
Yeah.
I don't care. So if you've not moved, forget it. I'll run past you.
Should have told him to step out.
Yeah, and get to the batting crease or the quicker.
That's fair. I mean, it's good for Mumbai.
Yeah.
I mean, they get them to a total which, they would feel confident that they can chase down. And it'll be interesting to see who the impact sub is for Kolkata. I would say
Kolkata's done.
Kolkata's done, aren't they? Yeah, you're right.
But it will be interesting to see who the impact sub is for Mumbai.
Yeah, it will be.
If it isn't the Indian captain,
Has to be.
that should be.
Has to be. Unless he's picked up a niggle.
Corner of
He's
my.
padded up there. So
He's padded up?
yeah,
Did you
he
see
is.
him?
He is.
Okay.
Yes.
Has to be. Jeez, you just want a bit of controversy out there,
No, I
don't you?
don't.
He's looking after the Indian captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Very good.
Yeah, but it does look like a surface that if you take a few wickets with a new ball, and you have to start on that surface, and they can build some pressure during the middle with Narayan and their spinners.
I think the question is how quickly can you introduce Narayan and Chakravarti now? I don't know if they would look at this and say it's not a big score. So we don't see a lot of Narayan in the power play. Right, if I remember the numbers right, he doesn't bowl a lot in the power play anymore, and the matchup to Rohit Sharma is a favourable one. If Mumbai get 50, 60 or 65 in the power play, might be game over. So would you bring in spin early?
I think so. I think you got to bring your best bowlers to, have some impact on the game. Namandir, if he comes at 3, he won't have faced Narayan. So why not?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily game over if they get 60 in the power play. I think the wicket. You walked across the ground last night, and we saw the wheels of the little buggy camera tonight. They weren't as wet as we've seen in previous games. So I feel like that middle period, that even if they do get off to a good start, 60 off the first, I think you can actually squeeze in the middle if you're taking regular wickets. And I think they've got the bowling attack to take wickets in the middle. So I wouldn't panic too much if I was KKR. I'd probably leave Narayan's overs for that middle phase and actually force them to try and play play them out and then get the run rate up. And then, when a team hasn't been winning, chasing a score like this can be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it is a batting order that's not very high on confidence, and there have been some up and down positions there as well. Where will Hardik Pandya come out today in a chase? Surely, but Mumbai, where are we going at halftime?
I'm backing KKR to defend.
Oh, well done. So the first win in 12 years, you're saying, is on the is still on.
Spin could be massively crucial. They've got the quality, and I don't think this total is as bad as it seems.
Yeah,
on the
169
surface.
is actually not bad. I mean, it's not like we're talking 140 or 150. It's still 169.
Yep.
And KKR with history not on their side. Right? Wasim Jaffer, are you backing KKR to defend this?
No, I'm backing MI to win.
MI to win.
18 overs.
18 overs,
18
that
overs.
still be comfortable. Mitch?
Mumbai will win, and they'll win it 5 wickets down.
5 wickets down is quite a comfortable win. How are we doing on the outrageous picks, though, from the first innings? We landed one, didn't we? With Wasim Jaffer getting it spot on Sunil Narayan getting less than 12. In fact, he was there for an awfully lot of time again, just seeing wickets fall at the other end. Dismissed in the 5th over and ended up facing just the 8 balls, which has happened a few games this season, hasn't it? He's just been parked at the non-striker's end, and that's Wasim landing it today. Right, outrageous picks for the second innings. I am accepting them now. Mitch?
Pass me.
Sound like a train.
Yeah.
Okay. Shashank?
Mumbai 2 down in the power play.
Is that
That's not
outrageous?
outrageous.
Okay, that's not outrageous. Go.
gotta be
2
4.
down in the first over, I'll
gotta be
take.
4.
Or 2 down in the first 2 overs, I'll take.
Okay, I'll let Wasim Bhai go, and then I'll.
Okay, Wasim. Show them how it's done.
Surya remaining not out and winning the game.
Very good. See, that's how you do it. Surya, I mean, that's how you give the pick. Whether it happens or no, I don't know. Right. Surya not out and winning it for MI. McConaughey.
Sunil Narayan will go for less than 20. His
Less
economy
than
rate's
20 is good enough.
6.8.
If you would have said less than 30, I would not have taken it. But less than 20 is 5. But less than 20, no matter how much he bowls.
He's going to bowl 4 overs. There's
No,
no
the
doubt
game
about
gets over. And,
it. Oh, yeah, true. No.
no, right. Less than 20 for Narayan works for Mitch. And Shashank, have you got something?
Rohit to continue the trend of India players post World Cup selection, continuing to have a bit of a
Horrible
downtime.
man you
So,
are. Just because
out
he came
below
late,
10.
just because he came late by 15
below
minutes
10.
Can we have some positivity
Out below
from
10.
you?
to your press conference. Oh God. Okay, we wrap it up then, and we shall see how things stand at the end of this game. Huge game. If Mumbai lose this, you could just pretty much write them off for the playoffs. KKR, not only do they want to extend their chances for the playoffs, but also try and get to that top 2 spot. Could get very close for them. So big game this, and 169 keeps them in it somehow. We pick up the chat at the end on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by JBL. Download the mobile app. It'll have you covered with the fastest scores and so much more from the world of cricket as we get into another chase at the Wankhede. Let's see how it goes.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the City Bred SUV.